New England's biggest problem today is not one missing player. It is how quickly one absence is forcing three other decisions. Patriots Nation, listen closely. The pass rush is thinning, veterans are walking through the door, the offensive line is reshuffling, and A.J. Brown is facing the team that knows him best. That pattern tells me the Patriots are no longer evaluating camp in isolation. They are testing whether the entire roster can absorb pressure. Subscribe to Patriots Club fans if you agree no weakness gets a free pass, because these four stories reveal exactly where Vrabel must attack before week 1. Nearly 3 weeks into camp, the silence around Harold Landry III and Brenden has become impossible to dismiss. Landry is the #1 pass rusher on this defense. Schooler is the special teams ace. Those are not luxury pieces. Those are players expected to solve difficult situations without needing somebody else to clean up the damage. Mike Vrabel finally gave the short-term answer. Both men are in the building, rehabbing, and working through their return-to-play process. They would not practice Wednesday, and neither will play in this week's preseason game. Fine, that settles the next few days. It does nothing to settle week 1, and that is the deadline Patriots fans actually care about. I refuse to turn this into August panic, but I am not handing out excuses either. New England has 2 joint practices with Philadelphia before Saturday's game, and the reduced edge group now faces an experienced Eagles offensive front without the man supposed to lead the pressure. That matchup will not wait for the depth chart to feel comfortable. Draymond Jones, Elijah Ponder, and rookie Jesus have absorbed more responsibility. Braden Swinson, Jesse Luketa, and Quintavious Hutchins could also enter the rotation. Opportunity is the optimistic word. Exposure is the harsher one. Philadelphia can force these rushers to hold the edge, win with their hands, and maintain discipline when the first move fails. Flashing once is not enough. Somebody has to prove he can affect a full series. Landry's absence changes how aggressively New England can chase the quarterback. Schooler's absence can affect field position, coverage lanes, and the distribution of special teams work. Separate jobs, same roster consequence. Players below them move up before the staff knows whether they are ready. That is the real danger, one adjustment borrowing from another until the entire Sunday plan looks different. A conservative rush can leave the secondary covering longer. New special teams assignments can drain depth from offense or defense. This is why Vrabel must get an honest answer against Philadelphia. If Jackass or Ponder erupts, the Patriots may discover a legitimate rotation piece. If the front gets controlled, the urgency will leave the practice field and walk straight into the front office. The staff also needs to decide whether these absences change who dresses on game day. Carrying extra edge help or another special teams body protects one problem, but squeezes another position. That is the hidden cost of uncertainty. It reaches beyond the injured player. Every unresolved role takes a roster spot, a practice rep, or a package away from another player. And the front office is already moving. ESPN's Mike Reese reported that defensive tackle DaQuan Jones and linebacker Shaq Thompson visited New England. Bringing 2 accomplished veterans into the building with the season less than a month away is not casual window shopping. It is an evaluation of whether this defense needs grown man answers before September turns every unresolved question into a target. Jones would bring years of interior experience from Tennessee, Carolina, and Buffalo. In 2025, he recorded the first interception of his career, 3 sacks, and a forced fumble. Those numbers show he can still create disruption, but his deeper value would be structural. A veteran defensive tackle who understands run fits, leverage, and crowded pockets can keep the edge group from carrying every snap on its shoulders. That matters more with Landry unavailable. Jones would not replace an outside rusher, and pretending otherwise would be lazy analysis. He could, however, make the entire front harder to manipulate. If the middle holds firm, the outside defenders get cleaner information and fewer emergencies. Sometimes the best way to help a weakened position is to make the job beside it more reliable. Thompson brings a different answer. He spent a decade in Carolina before joining Buffalo in 2025, producing 2 passes defended, 6 tackles for loss, and a forced fumble across 12 games. His appeal is movement, recognition, and experience at the second level. A linebacker who diagnoses quickly can erase the hesitation that spreads when younger defenders begin thinking instead of attacking. Now comes the part where New England has to be ruthless. A respected resume is not a role. If Jones or Thompson signs, the staff needs a defined purpose. early down stability, rotational snaps, communication, injury insurance, or some combination that materially improves the defense. Adding a familiar name and hoping leadership solves everything would be August decoration, and Foxborough has no use for that. The preseason tie with Indianapolis gave Vrabel his first game speed look at this roster. These visits suggest the staff saw enough to investigate reinforcements immediately. Good. That is what I want from a team claiming it is serious about climbing the AFC. Do not wait for an opponent to confirm a weakness camp already revealed. There is also a timing cost. A veteran signed now must learn terminology, build trust, and prove his body can handle the role in a matter of weeks. New England is not shopping in March when patience is cheap. It is evaluating options in August, when every lost rep makes the transition steeper. Sign Jones and the interior gets heavier. Add Thompson and the linebacker room gains experience. Bring in both, and the Patriots announce that development alone will not carry September. Walk away and the current roster must prove these visits were due diligence instead of an alarm. But Patriots Nation, this is where things get really interesting. The offensive line is no longer dealing with a theoretical depth concern. Andrew Rupcich suffered a season-ending lower body injury in the preseason tie against Indianapolis. Ben Brown is also out, and the information provided does not point to a quick return. Behind Mike Onwenu, Jared Wilson, and Elijah Vera-Tucker, the interior margin has been torn open. That kind of damage can force a coaching staff to violate its development plan. Caleb Lomu arrived as a first-round tackle, has been learning the right side, and was already considered unlikely to displace Morgan Moses immediately. Now Vrabel has acknowledged that moving him inside to guard may eventually become necessary. Fans can make tackle to guard sound like sliding one chair over. Coaches know better. The footwork changes, the angles tighten, contact arrives faster, and every mistake happens closer to the quarterback. Vrabel does not want to derail Lomu's improvement or bury a rookie under too many assignments. The calendar does not care. 2 interior backups went down, and the season keeps coming. Lomu has earned respect because he has worked without complaining. He has taken snaps at guard and even as a jumbo tight end during camp. That willingness explains why the staff trusts him enough to consider the switch. It does not erase the risk. Asking a rookie to change sides, learn an NFL system, and absorb another position before September can create hesitation exactly where a lineman cannot afford it. New England added Joe Michalski and Darian Dalcourt after Rupcich's injury. Neither arrives with established NFL game production. Michalski entered the league as an undrafted free agent in 2025 and did not appear for Denver. Dalcourt went undrafted in 2024 and has already moved through several practice squads. They are competitors, not instant solutions. So the choice is brutal. Preserve Lomu's tackle path and trust unproven depth inside, or move the most talented young option toward the fire and accept the developmental cost. I understand why Vrabel is resisting a rushed decision. I also know Drake Maye cannot pay the price for patience if the pocket starts collapsing through the middle. A compromised interior can poison an entire offense. It destroys pocket depth, forces quicker throws, shrinks the third down menu, and invites every defensive coordinator to attack the same wound. Protection is not 5 starters posing for a depth chart graphic. It is the answer a team produces after August starts taking names. Vrabel's openness says 2 things at once. He respects Lomu's ability, and he is running out of comfortable alternatives. If Lomu handles guard, the Patriots may turn crisis into an early payoff from their first-round investment. If the move slows his development while Vera-Tucker's durability remains a concern, New England could weaken 2 positions trying to save 1. There is no painless answer, only the responsibility to choose before indecision becomes the most dangerous option. Then A.J. Brown walked into the joint practice, looked toward Philadelphia, and cut through all the noise with 6 playful words. "I see some old friends." No need to manufacture bitterness for the cameras. Brown recognized familiar faces and kept moving, which may be more dangerous than arriving desperate to prove a point. He proved himself in Philadelphia. Brown delivered 4 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons, earned 3 straight second-team All-Pro selections, and helped the Eagles win Super Bowl 59. His final season brought questions about his role, the offense, and his changing relationship with Jalen Hurts. Even so, Brown has refused the revenge narrative. He called it practice, reminded everyone they won a Super Bowl, and said there was no revenge. That restraint matters because his bond with Hurts extends beyond football. Hurts is the godfather of Brown's daughter. The reunion can be personal without becoming hostile. New England does not need Brown emotionally hijacked by his past. It needs him invested in what comes next with Drake Maye. Philadelphia traded Brown to New England on June 1st for a 2028 first-round pick and a 2027 fifth-round selection. That is a major bet on present impact. The Patriots did not spend future capital for a ceremonial star. They acquired the proven #1 receiver this offense lacked and reunited him with Vrabel, who coached Brown during his first 3 NFL seasons in Tennessee. The coaching familiarity removes one barrier. Quarterback chemistry must remove the next. Maye and Brown entered these practices with momentum after connecting for a long touchdown Monday, a play that had both Maye and Vrabel raising one finger in celebration. Now Philadelphia offers a much sharper exam. Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, and Tariq Woolen give the Eagles multiple ways to challenge Brown physically and squeeze explosive routes. Vrabel called the joint work a strong measuring stick, and no player will give New England a clearer read than Brown. If he separates consistently and Maye finds him on time, the ceiling of this offense moves. If interior pressure ruins the timing, the offensive line crisis swallows the blockbuster acquisition too. Answer anyone dismissing this as August noise. Put New England's top priority in the comments and defend it with football logic. Mine is the offensive line, because Brown cannot rescue a route that never develops. That does not reduce the receiver's importance. It proves why protecting Maye must control every decision around this offense. Brown is the potential payoff connecting every concern. Missing rushers test defensive depth. Veteran visits reveal the search for stability. Interior injuries threaten the quarterback's platform. Brown shows what New England can become if the structure survives. He can tilt coverage, rescue difficult downs, and accelerate Maye's growth into a real AFC problem. Philadelphia knows Brown's strength, temperament, and route habits better than most opponents. If he wins these sessions, the Patriots gain credible evidence that the new partnership can hold up against people who know him inside and out. If he is contained, New England learns where the timing, protection, or route answers still break. Friendly reunion or not, the evaluation is merciless, and that is exactly what this offense needs before September. 4 updates, 1 verdict. The Patriots have talent, but Vrabel's response decides whether it survives September. Landry and Schooler are rehabbing. Veterans are being evaluated. Injuries may relocate a first-round tackle. Brown is testing the new offense against his former team. Foxborough should demand action, not panic. Patriots Nation, tell me what you think. What grade does New England's response deserve so far? Add your confidence from 0 to 10. Subscribe to Patriots Club fans and stay with us. The standard is not looking prepared in August. It is being ready when the games count.